nice to be up here again. I did have one name. I just didn't want to interrupt. I had a name to add to the prayers. I'm not going to say his last name, but if you guys could add to yours, God knows who he is, Jamie. And he's a good friend of mine, and he contacted me this week, and just, going through your standard stuff that people go through. So if you could add Jamie to your prayers this week, I'd greatly appreciate it. I know he would. I already know he would, because he asked me specifically, and I failed him right there to throw it up there. So, but thankfully, I get an alibi by being able to come up here. So the sermon title this week is Nocturnal Passion. And that's a scary sermon title. I'm sure some of you, the dirty-minded, probably had thoughts of where it was going. And you probably wouldn't be that far off. Here's the thing. There's only one first kiss. Now, I was thinking about this. Now, you could argue, well, sure, but I might have a first kiss with Debbie, and then I might have a first kiss with where'd Barbara go? With Barbara. I might have a first kiss with Kim, and so I could have all kinds of first. No, there's one. There's one first kiss. There's only one first hand holding, which a hand. Is there a guy in here that likes it? Look at that. I thought so. Are you Jeff? Yeah, hand holding's horrible. But for some reason, when you're in that first instance of that very fresh love, you're willing to do it. And then it goes away awfully quick. There's few things in life I want to do less than hold hands. There's only one first hug. I mean, you can remember, right? You can remember that first hug with your wife or your husband. It only happens once. There's only one first time for everything. And then all the rest of the times, there's just milestones. You're adding to it. You're building more. You're getting more familiar. But that first time, it's a special time. Now, God's plan is that each one of those milestones would be with one person. Imagine if our culture was that way. Could you imagine that? Like, if we didn't hold hands, I'll use that as the worst example. Like, let's say I was just a rampant hand holder growing up. I saw a girl, and I'd like to hold her. And I did it. And then the next week, I'm holding a different girl's hand. And then the next week, a different girl's hand. It kind of cheapens it, doesn't it? It kind of makes it less special. Especially now, what do you think the fourth girl's going to think when she sees me reaching my meat hook out there to grab her hand? She'll be like, "You've held every hand in the school." This wasn't God's plan. His plan is for one man and one woman. You meet each other. You skip all those tryouts with others. You save yourself. Both boy and girl, man and woman, save themselves in all capacities for their future spouse. That's God's plan. That's the best way it could happen. Now, as we talked about in my Sunday school class right here, for a lot of us, and this goes for boys and girls, men and women, for a lot of us, once we put a ring, and I what's that Beyonce song, put a ring on it? I listened to that this week. I was like, maybe I could steal a quote from Beyonce. And I was like, no, that sucks. No, that's horrible. Can't steal a Beyonce quote other than put a ring on it. I can't be Jenny from the block. But a lot of us, boys and girls, men and women, once we have got some time together, all the effort that we put into it in the beginning starts to slowly go away. We stop putting in all that effort. But God doesn't want us to be that way. He gave, especially men. Now, women, you are a much more slow burning. Much more slow burning, and then there's every now and then you get a boiling. But men, we are like 0 to 100 quickly. 0 to 100, like those Hellcats we were talking about 2 weeks ago. We're ready to go. We have that vitality, that vigor, that desire. And we want that in our spouses. We want that in our wives. But the things that turn the knob from low to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to high, we stop putting the effort in. And we just want it to go to high because ours only goes from off to high. There ain't no simmer with a men's, dialed, right, Jeff? Yeah. There's no simmering. We don't simmer. We go from watching football to ready to rock and roll immediately. Turn it on. It's ready to go. Women require more. God made them that way because otherwise it'd just be crazy. The woman is the governor of a relationship. She governs it because men are just rabid when it comes to desire and a willingness. And so God has given them this, and he gave them just a slow. Women are like, what are those slow cookers? They are like slow cookers. You want to put a pot roast in there, but you're going to wait 12 hours. It's going to be great. It will be worth the wait. But you'll start smelling it about 4 or 5 hours in. You'll be like, ooh, I'd sure like to be in there with that. But it's not ready. You got to wait. This is one of the things I've learned. I make a lot of split pea soup, my favorite soup in the world. First couple times I made split pea soup, guess what? I didn't wait long enough. And split pea soup is no good when the peas are hard. But I didn't have the patience. I start smelling it. Oh, I can smell the split pea soup. I love it. I love it. G-Reg hates split pea soup because I made him eat it all the time growing up. Because I love it. But I've learned, wait a minute, this takes time. I've got to wait. I've got to let it sit there for hours upon hours. I'm better off to go eat a sandwich while waiting. Which is not a reference for you to step out on your wife. Don't take it that way. Just to help to be able to be patient. Women have a slow burn. Men, we forget it. And we stop putting in the work. This chapter, and I'm only going to read the first 5 pages today because it shows how vibrant women's love can be at the same time if we don't kibosh it, if we don't sabotage it. And a lot of us men have sabotaged it. We say things. What is that song? There's a great song. It's hard to go to bed at night or it's hard to kiss the woman I've yelled at all day, or is it no, it's hard to kiss the lips that have yelled at me all day. Women, you do the same thing. You nag a guy all day long. I just do this. This is what you do. When Stephanie's going, I'm like, this is what you're doing. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. But that's what you ladies do. Not all of you. But a vast majority. Put near every one of you that's ever been made. Right here. Just grating. Just grating on men. And men, we got lots of problems. I don't want to let the men off the hook. And now this ain't me, but a lot of you guys are like, you come in and you just drop your foot gear, take your socks, drop them, and you think it's magic that your clothes get done. It's not magic. And we lose the appreciation of our spouse, and when we lose it, it's hard to get it back. And so the goal would be to keep it from the beginning. Keep it alive the whole time and enjoy and grow together. So as I read this, the first 5 verses of chapter 3, the Shulamite, I'm going to stand over here for her. This is a young girl in love. And remember last week, Solomon had visited her at the family compound and tried to entice her to leave. The spring was going, the flowers and everything. He was enticing her. And she turned him down. She said, no today, but not no forever. So please, hopefully you have found the Song of Solomon, the Song of Songs, chapter 3, verse 1. By night, on my bed, I sought the one I love. I sought him, but I did not find him. I will rise now, I said, and go about the city, in the streets and in the squares. I will seek the one I love. I sought him, but I did not find him. The watchmen who go about the city found me. I said, have you seen? the one I love. Scarcely had I passed by them when I found the one I loved. I held him and would not let him go until I had brought him to the house of my mother and into the chamber of her who conceived me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles or by the does of the field, do not stir up nor awaken love until it pleases. Let us pray. Oh, Heavenly Father, Lord. Lord, I pray for a biblical worldview for all of us. Lord, I pray for successful marriages. Lord, I pray for youth to realize the gift that you gave them in their purity, and that they would keep it until they found the proper spouse. Lord, I pray that we would pursue things the way you designed them and not create our own paths. Lord, I pray that when we do that, Lord, that we would not lose the vigor, that we would not lose the effort, but Lord, that we would continue appreciating and loving and growing together even more. Lord, I pray for each one of us that we would have long, successful marriages where we ride the highs and we go through the lows, even holding hands, Lord, even holding hands if necessary. And so, Lord, you gave us a beautiful gift. You created man and woman. You made it the way it is, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And so, Lord, I pray that we keep it exactly how you want it, Lord. And we enjoy every element of it. And we go together until the end. In Jesus' name. Amen. All right, now you guys, I hope you look at that chapter 3. You see the Shulamite. Now, ladies, now this is rhetorical, so don't be yelling out here, oh, I'm doing it all the time. Ladies, have some decorum. She's laying in her bed at night, drifting, dozing, daydreaming. I guess that's not daydreaming, that's evening dreaming, night dreaming. She's thinking about Solomon and how handsome he is, how he leaps over buildings and walks trails, how masculine he is, how husky he is. Remember how she even likes how he smells. I bought a different flavor of the Sasquatch. Totally digging it. I did realize I got to use less, though. This is powerful stuff. Instead of sitting there going like this, I got to just do it quickly. Just, and it's still powerful. She loves it. She loves Solomon. She is laying in her bed thinking about him in all the ways you know how you ladies think. She doesn't want to go sewing with him. She's thinking about it. Because she had just told him no. Sent him packing. Said, no, I can't leave the family compound. I can't go out with you. I know you want to get frisky out there. You got to put a ring on it. And so she's laying there thinking about it. Evening dreaming. Drifting off to sleep with Solomon on her mind. Just the very idea of it is turning her burner warm and hot. She's gone from just relaxing. Probably had to do the dishes, you know. She got a bunch of brothers, made her tend the garden. So she's been out working all day. She's not just sitting around. And now she's laying in bed thinking about the man who's not there, but will be in the future. And I don't want to put ideas into you ladies' minds, because maybe you guys are weird and you're thinking, oh, you know, every time I lay there and think about the man, I'm thinking about how wonderful it is when we go bowling. Or how great it is that time that we went, I don't even know what ladies like to do, when we went shopping together and he didn't sit there and go like this, but he just gave me his wallet. Let me walk around the store buying things. And then when I came out with 75 bags of things I'd only wear one time, if at all, he said, man, you look great in that. That's a wonderful scarf. Oh, those socks compliment your eyeballs. Whatever it is. I don't know what you ladies think about. You're strange creatures. But I know she's sitting there thinking about Solomon in all those ways. She This is God telling us men and letting you women know that you have the same desires as men. We just don't hide it. We don't suppress it. We just let it fly. She wants Solomon as bad as he wants her. And she's struggling. She's got to struggle with that desire because she wants the same things he wants to do. And it's a good thing he wasn't staying the night there at the house. She might have snuck out and seen him. But at verse 2 and 3, that's what she does in her dream. She's drifted off. And she goes to town. She goes to Jerusalem. Jerusalem at night is no place for a young lady, just like any town. No city at night is a good place for a woman. It's where all the bad, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I've said this for years. Almost nothing good happens after midnight. She's in town in her dream. Remember that, she's in her dream. So you know how dreams are. Last week, Nelson was beating me up. So dreams are crazy. So she goes to Jerusalem and she's looking for, and I love how she, have you seen the one I love? Only a woman would say that. If she just said, hey, have you seen Solomon? They'd be like, oh yeah, he's right over there. But she says, have you seen the one I love? No man knows what she's talking about. Right? How many times do women say things to us and we're just looking at it like, what's she thinking? What did she say? I know I heard this, but she is probably meaning this. And for me to bridge that gap, well, I've never done it. I've never done it. I've never gotten it right. Maybe some of you guys have. Jeff probably gets it right. Although you do have a big wound on your arm, got it wrong. Got bit. Exactly. Exactly. So she goes to town. She's looking for Solomon. She runs into the night guard, which is a good thing. Could have run into some troublemakers. She runs into the night guard. She's like, have you seen the one I love? And they're like, what? Lady, no. And then right after that, she runs into Solomon. What's he do? I mean, this is right out of, every Lifetime movie. I swear, writing Lifetime movies has to be the easiest job in the world. Oh, the one I love. And he's over there doing whatever he's doing, changing the hubcaps on the car. And she's like, Solomon! And he looks up, and then she starts running. Dress is flapping, hair's flying. They got the wind machine, the smoke machine starts going. They leap into each other's arms. Describes Solomon right there in the song. They embrace. She won't let him go. She's holding on tight. They're spinning around. He's probably showering her with kisses. She's like, oh, Solomon. Oh. She's burning hot. They're in love. Her dream, what's she do when she finds him? She takes him home. He asked her last week to go out in the wood line. He should have been smarter. She didn't want to go to the wood line. She says, let me take you home. She takes him home to the bed she was conceived in and delivered. Now there's some language in there that is suggestive that most of you guys are probably familiar with on what she's got planned. With this man who loves to climb mountains and walk over hills, drive through valleys, all this stuff. And I tell you what, I found this. I haven't read Walt Whitman. I swear every government school kid is forced to read Walt Whitman in 8th grade, right? How many of you guys read Walt Whitman? Yeah, we all had to read Walt Whitman. He is an American poet, so I get it. But man, I remember reading Walt Whitman and the love's limpid blah and all this stuff. And so as soon as I'm reading this week, I was like, man, this sounds like Walt Whitman. And so then I pulled up Leaves of Grass. You can find the whole thing right on the interwebs. I didn't have to go buy the book because I don't want to. And so I started reading Walt Whitman again. That's some interesting things. I initially wrote it in 1855 and then spent the rest of his life updating. I guess every time he had a new girlfriend or boyfriend, he's like, let me add another line. Until it got to the size that it was. Hold on, we got youngsters in here. Have you guys read Walt Whitman in school? Oh. You either? What about you? Maybe Virginia government schools aren't that cool. Maybe it's only out west you got to read Walt Whitman. I don't know. So I get to book 4. I get to book 4, and the title of this book is, or chapter, poetry, poem, From Pent Up Aching Rivers. What's that make you think of, right? From pent up aching rivers. This is Walt Whitman. He is channeling Solomon. He's got love on his mind. And he writes, from pent up aching rivers, from that of myself without which I were nothing, from what I am determined to make illustrious, even if I stand sole among men. Now that is great language. That is great language. Walt Whitman is saying he'll go any distance, he'll climb any mountain, he will cut down as many trees as necessary to get his home. We talked about this in my Sunday school class. How many of us, look at the ladies showing up here, they heard about love. Coming in here. This is about love. It's a training for young men too, but primarily young women, to let them know those feelings you have are normal. You're supposed to feel that way. That's why at the end of it, the Shulamite is overcome because she's like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be doing this stuff. What am I thinking? And then in verse 5 right there, she says, I charge you, daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and by the does of the field, do not stir up nor awaken love. She realizes she's about to put the cart before the horse. She has been turned up to high. She is bubbling and boiling over. And she's not ready yet. She's got to wait until they get married. So now she's like, man, I wish I hadn't turned this on. Woo! You guys ever forget tea on the... Most of you guys probably aren't tea. How many of you guys are tea drinkers? All right, we got a couple tea. Good. You ever forget you put the teapot on? And then you go in there later, and you're like, whoa! I left it. No water in there. It's all gone. Teapot's, red hot. This is where she is right now. Her teapot is red hot. She is very much desiring for her marriage to happen. Solomon's already there, and now she is. And she realizes, I'm a little early. I'm a little early. I shouldn't be this fired up just yet. We haven't done you remember last week, she told him, hey man, you got to get all those foxes out of the hen house. You got to solve these problems for us so we don't have them when we're married. But I tell you, this is why people have historically married young. Men, I get it. I get it for us. This is it. It's hard, and it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be challenging. If it wasn't supposed to be hard to stay pure, God would have made it easy. He wants you to struggle. He wants you to remember the struggle. He wants you to desire your husband, or your soon-to-be husband, and for your husband, or soon-to-be husband, to desire his soon-to-be wife. He wants you to know what it feels like to desire them and not have. He wants you to know what it feels like. God does. He wants you to tame it. He wants you to go, okay, I got to hold on to this, but I also got to tame it. I can't let it overcome me. I can't go down to the cat house to just solve this dilemma. He wants you to struggle. He wants you to be challenged by it. And if you got to go lift cars, go lift a car. Unfortunately, the world says, go sow your oats. Go sully that free gift. Go give it away as much as you want. Give it away over here. Give it away over there. Call it experience. Don't worry about diseases. Don't worry about unexpected or unplanned pregnancies. Don't just go. Sow your wild oats. That's not God's plan. And it's bad advice. It's bad advice. None of us should be told when we were young or tell our children or our grandchildren, oh, Feeling frisky? Well, just go sow your oats. Go take care. You'll find the right one later, and maybe the time you find her or him, you'll be experienced, and your spouse will enjoy it. No, absolutely not. You'll destroy your marriage, possibly poison your body for life. And you'll have other ideas going through your brain. God doesn't want that. He wants you to have one person in your life at all times. One spouse. One. That's the biblical view of love, the biblical view of marriage. Now, I know there's some gray areas out there, but unfortunately, our world has so corrupted God's plan that we have people like the what we called it, the block up here. I don't know, do they call it block in middle school here? We had like block. It would be 3 periods where you'd have history, English, and who knows what else, probably U.S. history or Washington State history. We called it block. Middle school. I remember them showing us videos of sexual encounters. Mid-'80s. And we're all like, what is this? Now, of course, we were in the process, and we were at the right age to start thinking about those things, but not looking at some 1960s Kinsey video that was just utterly horrible. And then in high school, and I mentioned it last week, as much as I love my football coach, even to this day, still love you, he shouldn't be teaching health classes, right? He shouldn't be talking about all of this stuff right here in a government school. That's your parents' job and your church's job. That's where you get discipled in God's wisdom. You're not getting that in school. And so we have polluted it. We've sullied it. We've ruined this great gift, and we've steered our children wrong. Many of us were steered wrong growing up. We didn't escape it. But go back to the garden. Go back to Genesis 3. Adam, Eve, they were buck naked, just running around frolicking. They didn't think about nothing. They weren't worried about the way it looked. They weren't embarrassed by each other's bodies. None of that stuff. It took sin for them to look at this great gift that God had designed and look at it and go, ooh, ooh. They were naked and unashamed because marriage and love is not dirty. It's good. It's good. And so all of you people in here that are still married, still, whether even unhappily married, happy or unhappily married, you know what it takes to make your spouse happy. You were willing to do it at one time. Do it again. Today, tomorrow, and forever. And if you do that, you won't get bit on the arm. Well, you might. Most of us won't get bit on the arm. Make your spouse happy. Do things for her. God, many times in here, what's a guy supposed to do? It's spelled out. What's a lady supposed to do? It's spelled out. We know it. We did it to get to that point. And then we got comfortable and lazy. It's natural to do that. We live in a sinful world. Stop it. Rekindle it. Throw some more kindle. If your flame is so tepid that what used to be a bonfire is now burned out coals, and there's one little tiny speck, and you got to dig through all the chaff to get to it. Nurture it. Blow on it. Fan it. I tell you right now, she's probably watching. My mom is the best fanner of fires to exist in the world. I've camped with her all over the West. And man, I'd get just a little flame, and my mom have like a newspaper. Just fan that thing. Take no time whatsoever. Your marriage is the same way. But you got to be willing to fan it. You got to be willing to grab it and put the effort in until your arms cramp, your shoulders cramp, whatever it takes. It is possible to rekindle and get it back. Do it. It's worth it. Let's pray. Oh, Heavenly Father, Lord, Lord, I'm thankful for this young lady, this Shulamite. Lord, I'm thankful for the examples that you have given us. It's too easy to fall out of love, Lord. It's too easy to use these euphemisms of the times and to think that the grass is greener on the other side. Lord, the grass is perfect where you planted us with our spouse. The grass should be no other way than it is right there. And so, Lord, I pray that we would rekindle those flames. Lord, I pray that we would remember it in our marriages. Lord, I also pray that we would talk to our children. We would talk to our grandchildren. We would take this training and instruction out of the government schools, Lord, and we would take it right to you. We would take it right to you, God, and let you teach us what a good marriage looks like. How we're supposed to handle these urges and these desires. Lord, I pray that we just see just an influx of children. Babies being born. Marriages being happy. Smiles on people's faces. It's too easy to be unhappy. It doesn't take much to truly make a spouse joyful. And so, Lord, I'm thankful that you have given us this book, this lesson, and asked us to do it. Told us to never stop fanning those flames, to keep doing it, to keep opening the doors, to keep giving our coat away. Whatever it takes, Lord. Because that's what you were willing to do for us, whatever it takes. In Jesus' name. All right. Now, if I come in here next week and half of you dudes have arm bites, I'm going to know you took this lesson to heart. Guys, gals, many of you, and don't draw attention to yourself, but many of you allowed the flames of passion to peter out, to dwindle into almost nothingness. Many of you are probably just like, it's just easier to keep her. Just easier to stay. It's a pain. Look, I got people looking. Yeah, Randy, you paying attention, Randy? She's over there thinking it's easier to keep them. Too expensive to let them go. House is paid for. Why? I don't want to go someplace else. Love your spouse. Leave here today loving them. Go tell them. It's not that hard. I'm not telling you to hold their hands. I don't want to do that either. There's other ways to get it done without holding hands. Not a single one of us wants to look, Jenny. Jenny, what would you do if Jim came over and held your hand? Yeah. Jim, what would you do? What would it take for you to hold Jenny's hand? I believe he said willpower or pressure washer. Or he would probably accept a pressure washer. This is all of us. All of us. But God knows that it can be the best for each one of us. Young bloods to boot. You guys know it can be great. You shouldn't settle for anything but the best. Every one of us. All right.